Hey everyone, this is Kelly Calabrese. Thanks Renovo friends and family for tuning in. I apologize, my video is not working for the moment. However, this is all about Bobbie, Joe, and Kylie today. Ladies, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're so excited to get to talk to you. So tell us a little bit about the two of you, where you are, and a little bit about your history with riding.
Sure. We are in northern Wisconsin, and I am a social worker here in Wisconsin. We do barrel racing and a little training for ourselves for fun, and always have been involved with the horses and racing and riding. And Kylie started riding with me at a young age, and she's taken over with riding Keisha now. So it's been really exciting to watch the two of them progress and enjoy it and have fun. And she's also very involved with sports and cross country and running and basketball. So she keeps us busy. And we have a son, Luke, also, who is going into 6th grade. So he's also very involved with sports. So
wow,
we are busy.
Yeah, what an exciting time in your life. So Kylie, tell us a little bit about your horse, Keisha.
She's very like bossy, not really to you, but like to the other horses. And she's kind of like the queen. And so definitely like she's just, I don't really know what to say about her, but
she's got personality. We love that.
Yeah, she has a big personality that she's a great horse.
So fun. So tell us about what happened. She had an injury.
Yep. So when Keisha was 7, so in 2017, she sustained a deep digital tendon, the tear to that, which was a 3-inch tear from her ergot all the way to like mid-pastern. And we did ultrasound to confirm that's what she had. And then we did PRP, and then she was on stall rest for several months, icing, hand walking, brought her back slowly with the intent then that Kylie was going to race her. But the prognosis we were given for Keisha was very poor. Even when after we did PRP,
laser treatment.
We did laser treatment. One of the comments was they really encouraged us maybe to consider breeding her because she's got very good bloodlines. She's a daughter to PC Frenchman's Heyday. And so that was kind of our plan. We did bring her back for one race for the Sherry Survey. Kylie wanted to race her there. And it did not go well. Just because Keisha, Kylie had never had a chance to really work with her. And so we brought her back just for that one race. And then the next day we got her bred. So like we came from that race, and that Monday she was ready to be bred, and she was bred in 2018, and she had her foal in 2019. And we were thinking that she was recovering from her tendon tear, but we want to just let her have a lot of time for healing and to try to recover from that injury. And the plan was to bring her back in 2020 for Kylie to start racing her. That was always the plan. Was she's a smaller horse, so I was going to train her, run her, and then Kylie would take over. But unfortunately, in 2020, just from running around out in the pasture, she came up lame again and was off on that right front leg. And the vet determined that she retore the scar tissue that was in there. So she was not healed. And I actually had found out about Renovo. It was in 2019. I began seeing some posts on Facebook. Angie Gardner is another barrel racer in Wisconsin that I was following her story, and I had never heard about Renovo. So that was on the back of my mind when Keisha came up lame in 2020.
Wow, so many good points about the things you said there. We love your journey and determination, and obviously keeping the horse's best interest in mind, wanting the best for them. So thankful for Angie and her story. We've interviewed her as well. Just say to the audience, the listeners and viewers, if you have not heard Angie's story, definitely go back and watch that. It's also incredible. Tell me for a moment about stall rest. I hear people having to put horses in stalls. What does that do to a horse being in a stall for so long?
Well, the idea was that because she had the tear, that we would try to keep her from, doing further damage, and allow that tendon to heal. So just following the recommendations from the vets and other individuals who've gone through this. Sometimes I wonder too if that hinders the healing a little bit, that we're not stressing that tendon a little bit just to be able to stretch and return to what it should be. But then also knowing that that scar tissue in there is never going to be quite what it was. So
yeah, I understand that's part of the protocol. I just imagine the horse being in the stall for so long, and it's got to be challenging for all parties. So
yeah,
we're thankful
definitely.
that Renovo speeds up that process of cutting the
Yep.
time down of needing the stall rest. So that makes a lot of
Absolutely.
sense. So then, what kind of results did you see?
So we saw great results. The point I'd like to make too to people listening is I thought that I was past the time that we could do Renovo because it was a 3-year injury. It was from 2017 and here we are in 2020. I thought I missed that window of opportunity and started doing some research and talked with Angie, and she recommended that I talk with Ginger, and Ginger was wonderful. She said absolutely not, that they've seen horses that have been basically pasture pets and have come back. So we wanted to kind of explore this further and talked with our local vet, and he had not really had any experience with Renovo, but willing to check into it further, and said he had heard some good things about it, just never had the opportunity to try it. And he was on board with us and got on the phone and had a phone conference with Ginger and got things set up so we could get it shipped here. And the nice thing, what was very convenient, is that we were able to do this right here at our barn with the ultrasound that he brought with, and he did the Renovo here, and she went right to her stall and a few days in the stall. And then we put her back out in the pasture and just let that Renovo go to work in there and start healing. And we'd had another ultrasound done. I want to say it was like 7 weeks after we did the injection. And I just remember Dr. Ben Tagan at the Phillips Vet Clinic saying, "I like what I'm seeing." He's like, and he said, "I have to admit, I'm impressed. It worked better than what I imagined." And, we were just very excited about that. And then we ended up, Kylie started riding her, some light riding, more like hand walking her at first, and then started riding her and long trotting. And we have a lake, so she was kind of riding her in the water too. And we brought her back over 4 months, and she had another ultrasound, I think October 1st. So she had her injection on June 30th. And like I said, we had one in August, and things were looking really good. The appearance was that a more homogeneous appearance on the ultrasound. And it looked like Dr. Ben said that the fibers in her tendons were more uniform and lining up. And in October, when he did it, he made the comment, she's good, she's brand new. And Kylie had already been legging her up, and she raced her again on October 26th, and she's been racing her ever since. And she did have winter off, obviously, because in northern Wisconsin we don't have the luxury of being able to ride all winter. But she made 2 races in October and November, and Keisha just kept getting stronger and stronger. And she started up again in the spring, and they've been racing all summer. So,
and then like one thing I feel like was different is like when I was riding her before Renovo, I didn't notice it as much because I wasn't the one riding her like before her injury. as much, but she kind of like, she seems like she stretches way more out when she runs. Like she's a little bit choppy feeling like before, which I didn't even notice because I just thought that's what she was kind of like. And like now when she runs, she just seems like she's like really just stretching out and feeling a lot better.
And
Yeah.
Wow, that is fabulous. So it's got to feel good to throw your leg over her now and really be confident in what she can do and what's yet to come. So
she was always like the boss mare and bossed everybody else around. And after her injury, it's almost like she kind of lost that confidence and she just seemed a little down, and that's returned too. So that's just really neat to see how her personality, you can tell that she feels good. And you know, we joke too, because when Kylie first started riding her after she wanted to go, and Kylie was like, she only tried to take off on me 6 or 7 times today.
I love that. Yeah, the emotional intelligence that the horses have is, I mean, that's why they're used for therapy, but they know when they feel good, and that's really, really exciting. And yeah, also want to just say kudos to the both of you for also being on Facebook and being so involved in doing your research. And we appreciate the support that you give Renovo to share these stories. You've been so supportive, and we definitely see that, and we appreciate you being such a big fan.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I love following everybody else's stories, and you know, people reach out and they ask me questions, and I just would like everybody to know about it, because I wish I would have known about Renovo back in 2017, but I never heard about it before then. So, but I just want people to know and be aware of it, because it was definitely a game changer for us.
Well, we appreciate you doing your part to make Renovo a household name, and soon to be for the canine world, Aquaflow. We're excited about that. Alpha Flow. Yes. So that's coming mid-September.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it'll be really fabulous for the whole canine community. Well, we are definitely going to be watching you and Keisha, Kylie. We're so excited about what's to come for you. And so congratulations again. And we're wishing you the best.
Thanks,
Kelly.
You're welcome.